Good morning, everybody. This is Travis Llewellyn with the Sunbelt Conference. We're going to go ahead and start today's teleconference. As an adjustment to today's call, we are first joined by the Commissioner of the Sunbelt Conference, Mr. Karl Benson. If you have a question for Commissioner Benson, please dial *1 on your phone at this time. Karl, while we're waiting for questions to get in the queue, would you mind starting us off with an opening statement?
Sure. Well, thanks, Travis, and appreciate, as always, those of you that participate in our weekly call, and hopefully we are providing you some good service. So we are 9 weeks down and 6 to go as we move into the month of November, which kind of signifies the true bull watch, even though a lot of the publications have been predicting and speculating for some time. This is, I think, the true time when we get into November. And I said at the beginning of the season that it was going to be important for the Sun Belt to follow up the success that we had a year ago. I think that we have certainly done that. While we may not have had some of the signature wins that we had a year ago, we've been put forward a very, very strong overall non-conference record. We have 16 non-conference wins. Last year we had 19 overall. We still have 5 non-conference games to play. So I think all in all, I'm giving this season a very, very high mark. As we go into the first month or the first weekend of November, we have teams that are well positioned for the bowl season. I am expecting that we will have 4, perhaps as many as 6 bowl eligible teams at the end of the day. Just to recap on our bowl situation for this year, this is the last year of the majority of the agreements that are in place. We have the R&L Carrier Dome, the Carrier Bowl here in New Orleans, and the GoDaddy Bowl in Mobile. Those are the 2 guaranteed spots for the Sun Belt. I need to clarify that neither R&L Carrier or GoDaddy is required to take the Sun Belt champion. We've always tried to negotiate with our bowl partners to get the best opponent for our champion in the best possible game, whether that's in one of the 2 contracted or perhaps it's something on the outside as an at-large. But we will be doing those same negotiations beginning right now as we look to position and place those at-large teams. I think I'll stop there, Travis, and would also say that I think it's important to note that again, as we compete for those at-large spots, whether we're competing with our peer conferences or we're competing with at-larges from others, we will be very aggressive. I think that the Sun Belt has established itself and has created some credibility last year and again this year. We're competing very, very favorably against our peer conferences, Conference USA, the MAC, and the Mountain West. I'm very, very pleased with the performance against those 3 good conferences. With that, I'll stop and entertain questions. Thanks, Travis.
As a reminder to our members of the media, it is *1 to ask questions on your phone. Again, please dial *1 to ask questions of Commissioner Karl Benson. Our first questions come from Tom Dorr with the Sunbelt Network. Please go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, thank you. Karl, when you look at the bowl situation and how it's playing out this year, obviously with the conference having the success again that it had from last year, like you said, the signature wins maybe aren't there, but with the success of the non-conference season, that's obviously got to make these bowl partners really stand up and continue to say what a great conference it is and how these teams make sense for those bowls, and you bring a lot of fans. It's got to be something that the bowls are really happy about.
Absolutely, Tom, and I think that what we've established in a relatively short period of time is good fan history and attendance, both in New Orleans and Mobile. Both are obviously within the Sun Belt footprint, and in today's bowl landscape, bowl environment, it's critical that fans can drive the bowl games, and that's the case that we have with both New Orleans and Mobile. Next year, as we add Montgomery, that was one of the things that made Montgomery very attractive to us as well, and that it lies right in the heart of the Sun Belt footprint. And And recently we have announced for next year kind of an affiliation alliance with games in Boca Raton and Bahamas and Miami that stretch a little outside of our footprint, but are all great destinations. We think that those 3 games will complement the 3 that we'll have in place next year.
And do you get the sense that the Bowls are looking for specific things from the teams, or is it just record and who they've beaten? Is there a star quality involved? What do you kind of get the sense that they're looking for each year for their games? Do they like different teams each year? How does it play out?
I think that one, the quality of the team and the record and kind of the national attention that a team may have, the star power, as you mentioned, not just individually, but just the team itself, and I think that's important. And last year we were lucky enough to have teams with 8, 9, 10 wins, and this year we're hoping that those 3 teams that currently have 5 wins can continue to put themselves in position to have quality records at the end of the year. That's important. And third, I mentioned the geography. Put all those together, and the goal will make sense.
Great. Thanks, Karl.
You bet.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you, Karl. That's all the questions we had in the queue for you today. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, everyone.
If everyone could stand by, we'll have Trent Miles of Georgia State on shortly. Please stand by.